Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. We are the podcast that turns your ideas into an amazing adventure every single day. You know, we couldn't even exist without imaginations from kids just like you. So if you have an idea for a story, I'd love to see it. Check down in the show notes below for how you can submit your own story idea, and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. And parents, if you're new to kids podcasting, I want to challenge you to listen to podcasting for 5 days in a row with your kids. It's going to increase their imagination, decrease screen time, and we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! It was a rainy day outside as Oliver and Violet were drawing some really cool pictures on some paper. They were using some very amazingly colored pencils that had every single color in the rainbow and more. Hey Oliver, could you pass me that yellow over there? Asked Violet. Yep, here you go, said Oliver. As he handed her the yellow pencil, he was working on a beautiful rainforest picture. He was inspired by a cartoon that was playing on in the background. You see, on those rainy days, it's fun to do art, and maybe you can even watch a show and then turn that show into something real on a piece of paper or build something like it. And that's what they love to do. The show they were watching was some kind of animal adventure in a rainforest, and so they were bringing that creation over onto a piece of paper. It's pretty amazing when you can use your own imagination and create something that's never before existed ever. Yeah, creating something and drawing something, that means you've made that thing for the very first time. It's never, ever existed before. Well, as Oliver and Violet were working on their creations, all of a sudden, something crazy began to happen. Whoa, did you feel that, Violet? Said Oliver. Yes. Did you just shake the table or did the whole ground shake? Asked Violet. It wasn't me, but it definitely felt like the ground was shaking, said Oliver. And all of a sudden, it started again. Whoa! The ground was shaking like there was a giant earthquake. The pencils were rattling on the table as both Oliver and Violet took cover underneath the table. They both had their eyes closed because they were worried about getting poked in the eye by a falling pencil. Ah! And all of a sudden, it stopped. The shaking was over and they heard a sound. What's that? As Oliver opened his eyes and began to stand up, holy smokes, where did all this dirt come from? How did our house get full of... Violet, open your eyes. Oh, I don't want to. Is there a giant mess in the house? She asked. I don't think we're in our house anymore, said Oliver. Violet stood up and opened her eyes, and she couldn't believe it. What in the world? We're in some kind of very colorful rainforest. Where are we, Oliver? Shouted Violet. It wasn't very long before they realized where they were. Somehow that cartoon on TV had sucked them inside of the cartoon. As they looked down at their hands, they were not their normal looking hands. They were cartoon fingers! Ah! Would that be the craziest thing ever? What if you got sucked into a real cartoon and you had cartoon fingers? That would be pretty wild. As they stood there looking at each other, they couldn't believe it. Violet, I think we're somehow in the cartoon. How did that happen? I don't know, said Oliver. I think it had something to do with all that shaking. It's like the cartoon came alive and I don't know. How do we get out of here? Screamed Violet. All right, there's gotta be a way out of here, said Oliver. They started looking around and walking around. They were no longer in their family room of their house. They had been transported inside of the cartoon that was on their TV. Up in the trees, they could see monkeys jumping and swinging around. "Those are so cute," said Violet. "Aw, cartoon monkeys are way cuter in real life. Is this real life?" she thought to herself. I guess it's kind of real life," said Oliver. "It's like real cartoon life." As they kept walking and going deeper and deeper into the rainforest, they came to a very strange-looking pond. It was very small, but it had a weird glow to it, like the water. The water looked almost like a mirror that was moving and made of water. "Wow, look at that, Violet." Oliver knelt down to the edge of the pond and looked inside the water. "Whoa, look at that. I think that's our house. Look." Oliver was right. In the water, it looked like some kind of transportation, a water thing that it's like their house and their living room was on the other side of that water. "So do you think we came in here through there?" said Violet. "It kind of looks that way," said Oliver. Then all of a sudden, they heard a terrifying sound. Brum, brum, brum. That was the sound of a ginormous, very angry-looking rhinoceros. Oliver and Violet looked at each other. "I think we better get out of here." Oliver was the first to jump into the pond. Whoa! Splash! Violet was unsure, but that rhinoceros looked very angry and was getting closer. "This is the strangest day ever," said Violet. 1, 2, 3. Ah! As she plugged her nose and jumped into this strange-looking pond just in the nick of time before the rhinoceros was there. Whoa! Splash! Oliver and Violet were instantly transported back to their house outside of Cartoon Land. As they landed splashing on their couch pillows, they looked at each other. Their eyes were both very big. First thing they did, they checked their fingers. Did they still have cartoon fingers? Nope. Normal fingers. People fingers with fingernails. "Oh, what in the world just happened?" said Violet. "I don't have a clue," said Oliver. They looked around the room and it was like nothing had happened. Their parents were in the other room in the kitchen, I think making lunch. "Nobody is ever going to believe what just happened," said Violet. "Yeah, but at least it happened with you," said Oliver. "Oh, we should probably be careful next time when we're drawing those amazing drawings, because I think that had something to do with us being sucked into the cartoon world." Well, that is quite the adventure that Oliver and Violet have just gone on, and I think they're onto something. I think there's some kind of magic art that they just tapped into that sent them into that magical cartoon world. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I want to start drawing some more. Maybe, just maybe, I'll have some cartoon fingers. The end. Hey friends, I need your help celebrating a birthday. Drum roll, please. Happy birthday, Willow, who's turning 7 years old. Willow loves building Legos and just finished a 700 brick set all by herself. Holy smokes, that's a big one. And has the most beautiful singing voice and is the most fun, kind, and curious friend of all time. Wow, Willow, I'm so glad we got to celebrate you and your big day on the show. Happy 7th birthday, Willow. Friends, I hope you all have a super duper day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.